lines of citizens waiting to vote. We saw civil society activists monitoring more than 11,000 polling stations, texting vote counts and reports of irregularities to an independent center in Dakar. We saw perhaps the most sophisticated monitoring program ever deployed in Africa or anywhere else.
At a time of rising tension in Senegal ahead of the hotly contested 2012 elections, the international NGO OneWorld had been asked to devise a new system to enable local election monitors to report in real time what was happening right across the country. In each of 1,500 polling stations, trained monitors check that proper procedures are being followed, and the data is then coded so that it can be sent by SMS to the central situation room in Dakar and there instantly analysed and displayed, showing up as green for good, shading to red where problems are reported.
Very impressive, very well organised. Seems that I'm very impressed with the data collection, and the analysis is just, it's unbelievable. You have to see it to believe it. Yeah.
The speed of the OneWorld system meant that real results could be known shortly after the polls closed. This makes it nearly impossible for a candidate to declare victory if he or she hasn't truly received the most votes. The result is a transparent and open system that's helping play a part in deepening democracy and avoiding the kind of disputes that have called into question the validity of so many earlier elections.
We are celebrating democracy, the victory of democracy in Senegal.
I think everyone was very gratified by the situation and the way things worked out in Senegal because of the really good cooperation between all the different international partners. I think the Senegal project was a really big success. And thanks to that, we were asked to go to Sierra Leone a few months later and replicate the same sort of program with the local partners there, which was also a big success. And thanks to those two initiatives, we were then asked to go on to Mali in early 2013. Now, the situation in Mali was a little bit more complex. The country had been through a coup in the previous year. The transitional government was still dealing with a rebellion in the north of the country. And the international community was really hoping that elections could help bring the country back onto a strong democratic footing. But for that to happen, the elections would have to be seen and sure to be credible. And that's where OneWorld's election monitoring system would come into play, because having all those election monitors all over the country monitoring what was happening could give the international community a real sense of the credibility of the elections.
To help ensure that credibility, another key factor was how well informed people were about their rights and opportunities. So in the weeks running up to the election, OneWorld and its local partners fanned out across the country, putting on street theatre presentations, sketches and games to point up the importance of voting and the issues at stake in the forthcoming election. And for people who had particular questions, OneWorld had implemented a mobile phone service that invited them to put their queries by text messaging or voice. And in the run-up to the election, more than 20,000 answers were given by legal experts to questions like where to vote, and how to make an informed choice. As in any democracy, a key source of citizen information is the media. So OneWorld and their partners helped in the training of local journalists and then monitored the results on television and radio and in the press, analysing them for issues like the tone of the coverage and the amount of time given to each of the candidates. Everything came together as the real-time information came in throughout election day, so that by the evening, Mali's own election monitoring team was able to say publicly that the elections were credible, and that the Malian people and the whole world could have confidence in a fair, democratic outcome.
L'un de nos slogans, justement, c'est « Je suis citoyen, je vote, mais également je participe aux décisions de mon pays ». Quant aux citoyens, on a vu quand même qu'avec les taux de participation qu'on a eu à ces élections, les gens sont plus sortis que d'habitude. Au scrutin présidentiel, ça frôlait plus de 50%. Au scrutin législatif, c'est à peu près 30 et quelques pourcents. Pour le Mali, ils viennent de loin. Ils ont toujours été dans ces élections, mais avec des taux relativement bas. Donc on peut dire que voilà, on a fait en tout cas revivre un peu la démocratie, faire en sorte que les gens s'intéressent. L'un des doyens l'a dit au cours de la dernière conférence de presse, et que le Mali a besoin de citoyenneté. Je dirais que l'Afrique, en fait, a besoin de citoyenneté. On ne doit pas s'arrêter, on doit continuer le travail pour que les citoyens soient mobilisés et croient en la démocratie, mais aussi que ça leur procure, ça leur donne de l'espérance que leurs conditions de vie peuvent changer.
After the big success in Mali, we were able to then take that a lot of those experiences onto Guinea-Bissau, where our partners there had never really monitored elections before.
Everybody has a cell phone. Even if you don't know how to read, you have a cell phone. We recruited 400 monitors to work in partnership with OneWorld. Mostly of our monitors are young people that are familiarized with questions of active citizenship. I think this is something innovative that could set a pace for future elections.
Equally positive were the reactions of distinguished observers like Nobel laureate José Ramos Horta and the past president of Mozambique, Joaquim Chissano.
So I talked with some of your analysts, and they said that they mastered the process. So I'm happy that in the future they are going to make difference in the observation and monitoring of the elections in Guinea-Bissau.
From there, we've been getting requests from lots of other countries. I've been in contact with people in Algeria, Madagascar, Mozambique, Malaysia over the past couple months alone who are interested in using this type of system. So I think that really shows that the power of the system is really resonating with people around the world. And I think one of the main reasons that it's so powerful is because it's empowering domestic election monitors to do what really had been the province of only international monitors in the past. And I think that played a very important role in minimizing the tensions and allowing the transition process to happen smoothly in each of those countries. And the key is that they recognize the power of these tools and they continue to use them long after the election's over, so they can continue monitoring the situation to make sure that the people who are elected on election day then continue to act in the best interest of the citizens long after the elections are over.